Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball. Join us Friday, April 24th through Sunday, April 26th for our first homestand of the season and our 5th anniversary celebration. Score big with $5 tickets. Grab $5 domestic draft beers. Enjoy $5 popcorn. And yes, 2 Nathan's hot dogs for just $5. Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Lou, is there anything else to life on Long Island? On Long Island, Lou, welcome to the other side of midnight with Walter Sterling at 800-848-9222. I saw on one of those stupid message boards, it's a snooze fest with Walter. That monotone. Is this a monotone? Is this really a freaking monotone, you freaks? I love those bulletin boards. All the people who have come to me over the years for jobs, they think it'd be good enough to work with me, but they have notes about the show. Lou, how do you feel about that?
I find your voice very engaging and soothing. It's even, calm. I can see your passion about subjects and hearing your voice, but otherwise, no. Very comforting, sir.
As is yours. As is yours, Lou. Thank you.
Oh, I've been told worse. I'd like to relate a childhood memory that I never forgot.
Yes.
I was about 8 years old. Someplace in Suffolk County, they would have helicopter rides, 20 minutes or something. And it was one of those bubble helicopters,
right.
with the whole bottom.
Right.
And it scared the living crap out of me. And I have fear of heights to this day.
The first time I found out I had fear of heights was in Jersey on Long Beach Island. There's Barnegat Light. And you can go up Barnegat Light. And once you get up there, you have a great view. That's the first time I ever went up high enough on something where the guardrail was at my knees. It wasn't at my waist. It wasn't at my shoulders. The guardrail was at my knees. And I was terrified of falling over that.
Do it.
Right? I'd never do it again.
Nope.
No, I'm terrified of heights.
To this day, I hate ladders.
Yep.
I'm a short man. I'm 5'6", so, I'm a little height challenged to begin with. But after my dad passed, we live on the second floor of the house, and every spring he used to wash the windows. This is before you had the fold-in windows.
Right.
Up there on that aluminum extension ladder, with the paper towels and the Windex and everything. So after my dad passed, it got passed on to me. And my mom was a stickler for neatness. I did it even though I was scared to death.
You were a good son, Lou, and you were a good listener and a good caller. Thank you very much for calling The Other Side of Midnight with Walter Sterling at 800-848-9222, 800-848-9222. Yeah, I could never get in a helicopter. As you know, in radio, when people used to spend money, they had helicopters. There were some radio stations that had 2 helicopters, one for the morning, one for the evening. Some of them in big cities would have 2 helicopters to cover different parts of the city with traffic reports. The very first thing that a radio station does when it has money trouble is it gets rid of the helicopter. I was consulting a station in Canada, and it was one of those big radio stations, and they were having problems, but they weren't having real problems. And they decided that what they needed to do was to, quote, get rid of the helicopter. And I'm like, fire the consultant. That was me. Fire the consultant before you get rid of the helicopter. Helicopter's an incredibly important tool to communicating to a city that you know what's going on. I always encourage radio stations, get a helicopter. But when I saw that bubble, when I saw those guys, and they were all Vietnam pilots who flew those helicopters, those guys who could fly those helicopters, I saw that bubble, I was scared out of my mind. I could never get in that. And I know for a fact that a lot of the reporters, they were in the helicopter with the pilots, and they were in it to do the reports, but they were terrified the whole time they were up there. I could never do that. No amount of I'm in show business could ever get me to do that. Fear. It's just good for you if you can fly a helicopter. Good for you.